Hi. Sorry I'm a little late on my lecture this week, but I wanted to talk a little bit about what's on our website this week. We're looking at some comic book imagery, and this is really something that I've this is kind of my in spot. What I've done through my career is look at how disability images and images of the body is seen in pop culture, particularly in the comic book world. So I have you reading comic books that have been digitally copied. And the first one is the New Teen Titans number 8, which is the first appearance of Cyborg. And you might have seen Cyborg in the Justice League movie. And what's interesting about Cyborg is that in this particular comic book, he's trying to come to terms with his disability, the fact that most of his body is missing, have been blown away in the accident and replaced by prosthesis, in his case cybernetic parts, which actually gives him greater power. But the question becomes, where does he belong? Where does his body fit in? He no longer feels part of the black community. He doesn't really feel like a human anymore. And it isn't until he meets kids with disabilities that he feels like he's had a family, a group of people that he can relate to, that his body fits with. And it becomes this idea of, where do I belong? And Silver Scorpion has a similar theme to it as well. In that case, once again, we have the question of, am I still human? Daughters of the Dragon is the first appearance of Misty with her prosthetic, which is a prosthetic arm. And you might remember her if you watched the Netflix Luke Cage. But she also got her prosthetic arm in the comic books from Stark, who is portrayed in the films as Iron Man. And Iron Man has a prosthetic that keeps shell casings from hitting, shrapnel from hitting his heart. So again, we're seeing this question of, where does our humanity lie if we aren't altogether human anymore? So I have also included here my TED Talk and some lectures. Now my TED Talk focuses on this question of disabled bodies in pop culture. And in particular, I focus on the idea of where our humanity resides, particularly when there's a real question of what constitutes as human. And this goes all the way back to the question we see in the freak show movement, and this idea of how human is someone that doesn't look human anymore. And there's a disability advocate and theorist that really focuses on this particular element. So in my Mutant and Cyborg pop culture piece, we start with a quote by Leslie Fielder, which talks about the transcendence or transformation of the human. And Leslie Fielder was talking about the idea of freaks and this question of how we can tell when someone's still human. And at the end of my piece, I have I'm going to be doing a Zoom piece on that lecture in just a few minutes. And in that, there's going to be some areas for you guys to answer in a Metameter links. But I can't do that on this particular videos thing. So I'm going to do bring up some of our other PowerPoints in just a few minutes. And I'm going to go through them, as well as a couple of the comic books. But in my cyborg essay, in particular, I do go into this question of what constitutes human. Come on. Well, come on. Here we have Judith Butler questions the fact. She says, how does that materialization of the norm in bodily formation produce a domain of objective bodies, a field of deformation, which, in failing to qualify as fully human, fortifies those regulatory norms? What challenge does that excluded and objective realm produce as a symbolic homogeny that might force a radical rearticulation of what qualifies as bodies that matter, ways of living that count as human? Ways of living that count as lives worth protecting, lives worth saving, lives worth grieving. So at what point are we no longer a life? And that really becomes the issue. Alright, I'm going to go over a few of the PowerPoints that we have in a different form. And we'll see if we can get everything going. Alright, I will talk to you again in a few minutes in another video.